Detective Bastard and his assistant Charles are in the detective's dining room. They have just finished their dinner. They have had a long day looking over the evidence collected from the scene of the murder, and it was well into the evening before they could even think about eating. The detective has barely spoken a word since they arrived back there, and Charles is concerned.
You've been very quiet today, Frank, if you don't mind me saying. This case must have given you a lot to think about.
It has, Charles. I have been thinking about the clerk's papers.
The ones in his desk, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, 'cause I was looking at...
A name was written on them. One that I recognised.
Oh, right. And who might that have been?
Robert Henry Digby Biggerby, Justice of the Peace. He is a magistrate in Ealing. In Mr. Wright's desk I found his personal notes regarding Digby Biggerby. In these notes he alleges that this magistrate has been accepting bribes in exchange for sentences. The notes then go on to state that last year Mr. Wright's sister received a conviction for vagrancy from this Digby Biggerby, and that she received this conviction despite submission to the courts of significant evidence to the contrary. Mr. Wright states that he has it on good authority that his sister's estranged husband paid the judge quite handsomely for this result. He even went as far as to say he had approached the judge personally about this, but was given no resolution.
Wouldn't Florence or one of the other people in the building have seen the magistrate if he'd have visited, though?
That's just it. Florence told us that Mr. Wright was left on his own in the building at the end of last week. The reason nobody heard a struggle or an alarm as Mr. Wright was being murdered was because the killer was known to him. It's likely that he would have been in conversation, or at least dropped his guard when the killer struck.
But Frank, I was looking at the wounds and the blood on the floor, and I think that you were looking at the shelves when you were first stabbed. There was a mark in the back of his head where he hit the desk too. I reckon he tripped after he'd been shivved. Maybe somebody saw him working alone and broke in.
Charles, the man was cut to pieces and partially devoured. Are you sure that's what you saw?
Well, no, Frank, I wouldn't say I'm certain.
Listen, if we're to get to the bottom of this, we have to work with as much care and precision as we can. I will get you those notes once your food is settled. Did you enjoy the steak?
The steak was magnificent. I'm astounded at how you had the energy to cook after a day like this. And to cook so well. Could I ask what it was? I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
A simple dish, really. Pork and a few Indian spices. I will let you work out which ones when this is over.
I look forward to it, bastard.
As do I. If you wouldn't mind clearing the table, Charles, I will head to the study and ready the evidence for you to look over.
Excellent, sir. I shall not be long.